Roger.
Posso vir aqui, ó.
This is B-Quad. Arriving shortly at LZ. This is B-Quad. On station at LZ. Gaining altitude.
Agora, deixa eu ver o equipamento pra ele. Esperar a missão foi feita. Agora.
Please select a mission. Please select a mission.
Eu quero combustível.
Unit dispatched. Please select a mission. Please specify a project.
Nossa, velho, não tem muita coisa. Vou fazer isso. Vou carregar um ataque de batalha. Olha. Melhor item pra ela. Vamos continuar nas missões paralelas aqui.
Please select a landing zone.
Vamos para esse navegante.
Heading to Central Africa.
Vamos sim. Vamos levar o bichinho.
Deploying.
Essas missões aqui é bem facilzinha. Já vamos pôr um áudio para o ouvindo. Depois a gente escuta outro. Porque isso aqui é só você entrar aqui numa caixa e
Marker placed.
The Wolbachia have multiplied. We're preparing to extract them and begin vaccinating. But is this really the only way? Sure, it'll prevent infection, but the cost. You would rather remove their vocal cords? No. Tactical communication's the linchpin of what we do.
What if we were to ban the use of Kakongo? Insufficient. First, there's no guarantee that only the Kakongo strain is here. Second, there is the matter of how the parasites lay their eggs. Before they can copulate, they must be exposed to the pronunciation of a specific language for a period of time, like a container filling with water. But the duration between when the container is full and when the copulation actually begins varies from case to case. In other words, even if the infected stop speaking as a countermeasure, it may already be too late. The only true solution is to prevent copulation through the Wolbachia, or by physically removing the affected tissue.
Do any anti-parasitics work?
It sounds as though you have already tried.
Yeah. We tried every one there is, and nothing.
I have yet to find a medicine that can remove the parasites. At best, it temporarily covers their ears.
Why is that?
Because the parasites are companions to us. To remove them inevitably harms the host.
Companions?
More than you think. And this is why the human immune system cannot eliminate them.
Aí, ó. Dorme logo.
Side op completed.
Ah, agora eu vou chamar
Subject on board. Leave the rest to us.
Arrived at database.
Roger.
Support helicopter requested.
We've inoculated the staff with Wolbachia to keep them from becoming symptomatic.
That should also contain the infection.
How did this happen in the first place? It has to have been a Cypher spy within our ranks.
If this is so, then why the Kikongo strain? If their intent was to wipe you out,
Skullface said the remaining English parasite was close to the boss. If this latest strain was his doing, he wouldn't have tipped his hand.
it is possible someone brought eggs onto the base without knowing.
Rain approaching.
Stuck to their shoes, clothing.
Now, that makes the most sense to me. And where did the eggs come from?
You mentioned that your boss visited Nzoya Badiopulu.
Sure, but his gear's disinfected immediately upon return.
Then he was not the carrier.
And not just the boss. All staff dispatched to high-risk regions were quarantined on the flight back. When the symptoms first appeared, we checked and disinfected all equipment used up to that point. Any and all prisoners, soldiers, materials, and animals extracted during missions were also quarantined.
So, that just leaves. I have seen children around here. Where are they from?
All over. Some were being held hostage at a mine. Then there were the troublemakers at Kuala Yamasa.
Kuala Yamasa.
Yeah,
Their clothes, their things. Did you burn them?
they're just kids. We couldn't. And besides, not one of them's shown symptoms.
The parasites don't infect prepubescent hosts. Their vocal cords are not fully developed.
Well, if infection doesn't occur in children,
It is possible they carried eggs on their clothes, and the infection spread from them.
check the kid's stuff.
I doubt there is any trace left by now.
And if there is, some of those kids must be close to hitting puberty. How could we have missed this? The name Kuala Yamasa got quite a reaction from you. I'm guessing the...
Tá, não é pra ficar passando moço não.
Side ops list updated.
Vamos de uma capacete.
name Walla Yamasa got quite a reaction from you. I'm guessing the Kikongo strain was released in that village.
Cypher used that region to experiment with vocal cord parasite transmission,
Permission.
the Kikongo strain. The settlements around the refinery upstream of Walla Yamasa were the proving grounds. They would infect one villager, then record transmission speed. Dangerous work. If they failed to contain the infection, it would slip into the surrounding regions.
Please.
At which point the world found out about the parasites, making them useless as a weapon. Incredible they'd risk such a thing.
The test site was densely populated too. A terrible place for such experiments. No doubt, they thought burning everything would wipe away all traces. The settlements were covered in oil anyway. Who would wonder if one day they caught fire? And so it did.
Fire project.
They burned it all. Living and dead.
Those remains.
But they miscalculated. Transmission speed was far faster than anticipated. It may have been the temperature, or hygiene standards, or perhaps the parasites reacted quickly to Kikongo. Whatever the reason, nearly all villages were swiftly infected, and the settlements reduced to mounds of corpses. Making matters worse, the dry season was ending. When it came time to burn the village, the Moneni River had swelled. Many of the bodies were waterlogged.
Meaning they didn't burn completely.
The corpses still contained viable eggs, and the larvae washed downstream. And when the people downstream drank that water,
That marked the end for Walla Yamasa.
I learned all of this at the mansion. I warned him of the risk of eggs getting out.
And?
We are prepared for any eventuality.
I get it. Putting the oil field back online. The oil leaks, saner. They plan to pollute the river. Prevent the spread of infection.
But the oil flow was stopped, and downstream the people of Masa village started using the water again. The PF soldiers deployed at the village were locals, spoke Kikongo. They were infected, and the kids survived.
I've heard enough.
And who stopped the flow of oil?
Don't.
We did.
That confirms it. The source of the Kikongo strain infection was Masa village. And the children brought it here. It is no one's fault.
Please.
There is no blame to be cast.